Hey guys, Tabby Tail here. I skipped breakfast. I went outside. I got the rake and got all the bushes, trimmings from the other day when I cut the bushes, and I put them in a trash can. And then I trimmed the magnolia tree as far as I could. I put them. One of my rose bushes, I didn't know knockout roses ever died, but one of them is pretty much gone, so I trimmed it all the way down. But I spent about 2 hours outside. But I was craving food, a Whopper. So I got me a Whopper. And if you don't go to Burger King and put Whoppers or get honey mustard and put it on your Whopper, then you're missing out, because that's where it's at. And I don't know if it's like, I always crave the honey mustard and the pickles and then that Whopper taste when I want Whoppers. But yeah, you just plop her right on there and it will get messy. But they actually gave me napkins this time, so it'll be alright. And since I skipped breakfast, I just had half of a Hawaiian ice Lonnie. I got me a large combo. See? Ooh. And I'm making meatloaf tonight, and that meatloaf with bacon and cheese. Yeah, the bacon and cheese meatloaf that I made, that was a hit with my husband, so he wants me to make that again today. So yesterday we were cheap and we both ate one of them frozen nasty pizzas. Kitty ain't got no cheese. Go away. Go back to sleep. She loves to beg when I stay here and eat. But I hope y'all are doing good today. But this is what she looked like. Looks pretty good, don't it? Oh yeah. Had to get my seat better. One of these days, I'm going to have a tripod and you can see it better. But for now, that'll do, pig. Oh, also, you know those leaves that look like poison oak out there? I saw dust on them, okay? And I heard when they have dust or when they're oily is when you get it. So hopefully that's some kind of other weed and I don't get poison. So cross your fingers, people. Because I was really close to it today. And I'm one of those weirdos that don't never get ketchup for their fries. I just eat them straight up. Hash. Beggar. And yes, I cut my shirt. Because it's just a play shirt. And I always feel like I'm getting choked. I don't like that. So I cut it last night. First bite of the Whopper. Let me put it this way. Make it look better. Mmm. Pickle and onion. Mmm. Good stuff right there, boys. Yep. So on my way to Burger King, I did my good deed for today. Where I live out in the country, back roads, you gotta be careful when you're driving because there's big old work trucks all the time and they'll lose like bolts and screws off their trucks. Anyway, I bet you this bolt that I saw on the road was this big. Yeah, this long and probably this thick, like that. Anyway, I just put my hazard lights on, jumped out of the car, left my door open, and ran. Got it, threw it in the ditch, ran, got back in my car, and jumped back in there. There was a Volkswagen convertible Beetle bug behind me of all the cars. but she didn't mind. She was like coming up on me when I was running towards the bolt, and then she didn't hunger nothing. She saw what I did. But anyways, yes, I saved somebody's tire from getting blue, because that would have very well popped your tire and shredded it to pieces, and that would have been a lot of money. So you're welcome. Which I really don't do good deeds to be whatever recognized, but I was just gonna let you know that yeah, you should have seen that big old bolt in the road. But I feel good. Like, it's funny, like when you work out, and I was just like working out in the yard, which last night I walked for 40 minutes on the treadmill. It's like you can breathe better when you work out, when you exercise. But anyways, look at her. I'm going to show y'all. This is her begging. This is what she does until I get done. Kitty, are you just a beggar? You look like you're sleepy. Why don't you go to sleep? I ain't got no cheese. Sorry. So yeah, that's my kitty cat. Being my kitty cat. Okay. But this is hitting the spot. It's dripping out. But the messier a burger is, the better it is, in my opinion. But yeah, I took me a shower, and I showered like lukewarm water, and my face was itching, and I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna get poisoned. My eyes are kind of burning. I'm kind of irritated. Which, I got my mom's irritated eyes. She always has to use eye drops, and I'm the same way. She's having a yard sale today. She had one by herself yesterday as well. Wonder if she's doing good. She lives in a good area though. She always gets a lot of people. That's good. There's Cat Man. I tell you what, you know how I said I'm not ready for another dog? I'm ready for one. I miss I want a dog so bad, especially that one I saw. You know how I said I'm like 30 minutes away from Chattanooga? Well, I found a Chattanooga rescue, and they have pure-blooded boxers, okay? Or they did. They probably got them. Somebody already jumped on that because they were adorable. One of them was black with that white on its nose, and that's the one I want. They were about 7 months old. I mean, they already look like they're full grown, but the other one that I really wanted, that was looking for a home, her name was Molly, and that could have still went with a Harry Potter theme, because my dogs were named Dobby and Luna because we love Harry Potter. Which, funny enough, that was my husband's idea, because I thought of Luna, but he thought of Dobby, and it just matched Dobby's so much because he had those big eyes and those floppy ears like Dobby the elf, and it was just perfect. But anyway, her name was Molly. She was solid white, but she had a big old black circle around her eye, just like Petey from Little Rascals. And I was just like, she is adorable. And she was already crate trained, and she didn't use the bathroom in the house. And I was just so ready. And she was dog friendly, kid friendly, and I'm pretty sure they said cat friendly, which I know this cat over here wouldn't approve. She likes being the only animal in the house. That's also why we still can't get a dog, Kitty. But yeah, she was adorable. So I'm hoping, I'm going to keep on looking at their website and their page and hopefully they'll get more in the future. Look at my coaster, by the way. My mom got it. Because we love boxers in this house. Look at this bite. That's going to be a good bite. Honey mustard. I'll hold it like this. Oh. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, kitty. We want to show them how you beg. Wipe my mouth. She's standing up on her hind legs, guys. It's adorable. She thought that lettuce was hers. I'll show you. Hey, kitty. She's begging on me now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go get the kitty some cheese. Just cause that was mean. Look at her doing that now. She's begging the way I was showing you. Now she's not doing it. Dadgummit. Here. Here. Get it. And there she goes. Finally got her on her two back legs. She's so goofy like that. I don't know about y'all, but I like a saucy burger. Yeah. Man, there's a place in, I think it's Dalton, Georgia. It's called Willie's Famous Burgers and Fries. And if y'all are close to there, y'all need to go check it out. It's just like a mom and pop, little tiny shack of a place. And it's like right across the railroad tracks, and it's a weird location. It's just like in a random parking lot, close to a building. I don't even know what the building is. But I just happened to find it on Facebook, I think. But anyway, we've been, like, 4 times now. And they have the best food. Even their fish, they have they're famous for catfish sandwiches. I tried it. It's fried. I tried their burgers. And they like, their menu is awesome too because it's cheap. And you can get a burger and you get fries and a drink by itself, like with it. It's cheap. And their fries are made fresh and they're homemade. And they're kind of like Five Guys fries, but they're better because they're thicker. I don't know how to explain it. And they come in a brown bag. And it's greasy, but it's good. And it's definitely worth the drive. Takes us about 45 minutes, but on special occasions we go there. Like our last anniversary, we went there. You stop it. You can't, I'm making a mess. It's definitely hit the spot. A few months ago, I was craving Burger King, so I drove there and waited for like, I don't know, 6 minutes in the drive-thru. I was the only one at the drive-thru, and she was like, it'll be a minute, and then I never heard anything, and I'm like, hello, and I'm starving, Because once again, I waited till I was starving to go get something to eat. So finally, I was like, forget it. And I just went up the road to McDonald's. So yeah, that Burger King needs some help. But I mean, that's just fast food for you. Everybody needs help, honestly. And I've worked at one fast food place. Five Guys ain't a fast food place. I've worked there twice. But they're not fast food, or they don't consider themselves fast food. Because one, they ain't got a drive-through. Two, it's expensive, and it's like fresh ingredients, and it's actually fresh. Like, I was one of the prep people in the mornings. I know how fresh it was, or it is. So anyway, yeah, I worked there. And I love that job. I mean, but he wouldn't give me hours. He'd give me like 3 hours a week. And that's not even worth it. So, and it would always be on Sunday, so I would miss church. And I'm like, nope, I ain't doing it. God comes first. So, I think I worked there for, 6 months again, or 5 months? Anyways, yeah. I mean, it's good pay. I got paid $15 an hour at a burger place. And you got your food, like when you when you were on the clock, you got a burger and fries and a milkshake for $1. Yeah. So that was a plus. But I think I quit 3 months, or no, I think it was like 2 months before October, and I was desperate for money because it was close to Christmas, and I like to, give, and I like to spoil my niece and nephew, so I wanted to get a job so I could be able to do that. So I got me a job at KFC, and yeah, that only lasted 2 months. It was chaotic. I was the day shift drive-through cashier, but you don't just cashier there, you do everything. And then, you got the teenagers, and they're lazy, and they're hateful. And then you got a few old people that think they know everything and that are hateful. You got to deal with that. And that's just people you work with. And it was stressful. I mean, and then some of the managers, like, most of the managers, but one was good. They were good managers. But one of them, he'd be gone for 2 hours at a time, and it'd just be me and this other girl. And on a Saturday, and it would be slammed, and it'd just be nerve-wracking. The one good thing about KFC, though, they're not always busy, like 24/7. Like, I applied to Chick-fil-A before, and it didn't work out. I applied twice. The first time, they did a phone interview, and I went through to the next interview, the in-person interview, but I got sick, and I couldn't go to the interview, so I canceled it. And then I never, went back or did anything to try to get the job. And then years later, this last year, I applied, and I went for the 10-minute interview, okay? It's only 10 minutes. And it's not even for the Chick-fil-A that I applied for. They make you go to the other Chick-fil-A, the busiest one. And so I'm sitting there doing the interview, and you know how Chick-fil-A's drive-through is just a whole door? Well, here slithers a snake. It's just a rat snake, but everybody's screaming, freaking out, and it's like it musked or whatever all over the place, and you could smell it. It was smelled like a raunchy, ugh. It was gross. I never smelled that before. And I watched Snake Discovery. Shout out Snake Discovery. And I used to be scared of snakes until I started watching them. I've been watching them since before they opened their Snake Discovery zoo and store. So that's a long time. And I've got t-shirts and magnets and stickers and all kinds of stuff like that. Because I'm a fan. I'm not allowed to get a reptile. My husband won't let me. But other than that, I still watch them. And I've learned so much from them. But anyways, that's how I knew it was just a black rat snake. And I finally understood what that smelled like when they musk on you. It's just because they're nervous, or it's their fear mechanism, or survival thing. I don't know. And I know it was just Chick-fil-A, but I couldn't help being nervous, you know. How you know how you're nervous? No matter where you're going for a job interview, you're nervous. And that's normal, you know. No matter how old you are, you're still going to be nervous. So, anyways, that snake slithers in. People's freaking out. Then a random man who was a customer, he went over there and grabbed it, took it outside. In the chaos, you know, it's supposed to be an interview going on. Well, I was like looking around and, you know, everybody was freaking out. And it was just chaotic. And with their interviews, they do more than one person. They do 2 people interviews. So that one woman did the interview. And they ask you stupid questions. I'm like, it's a fast food place. Why are you asking me life questions? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Or whatever. I don't know what to say. I didn't do good at the interview. But, yeah. And it's not like she smiled at me or gave me eye contact. But anyway, they didn't hire me because I didn't make enough eye contact or smile enough. I'm like, there was a snake in the restaurant. How am I supposed to smile and make eye contact when there's chaos? So anyway, I was like, phooey on you. I'm not going to try to work here again because that's ridiculous. Bunch of hypocrites. And you go in there and workers ain't smiling. They're not friendly. Not all of them. So I don't know what they wanted. Maybe she was just having a bad day, but she didn't hire me. They missed out on a good worker, though. But that's their loss. Yeah, I don't eat the pointy ends of the fry. Sometimes I do. But yeah, that's my little rant. I mean, I still eat it in Chick-fil-A. I mean, I like their food. But that was just crazy that they did that to me. Because I'd already put in my 2-week notice at my other job. And then they did that. Because I knew, I'm like, well, they'll hire me. Because, you know, it's Chick-fil-A. I hate when the bread gets stuck in your teeth. tell you a secret though? Well, it's not really a secret. It's just something that, it's like a wish. I wish my family had a restaurant and I could just work there. I think that would be fun. I know it'd be stressful, but I think it'd be fun to have a restaurant. Me and Wes love watching Bob's Burgers, and I think that would be so much fun to have a burger place. I mean, you just get up, especially the way they do it, because they live on top of the restaurant. So they just go down the steps and they're at work. At least then I wouldn't have to, struggle to find a job. I could always have a job. But I've seen firsthand what having a restaurant or a business, a market, I know what that does to somebody because I've seen it firsthand. Because, when I said I had that job when I was 15, well, it was called Rogers Creek Market. And I worked there from age 15 till I was 23. That's when I got married and we moved. So I couldn't work there anymore. And then months later, they ended up closing the place. And now somebody lives there. I think that's so weird that somebody lives there. It was like a gas station and a market. And we made pizzas. You know those Hunt's Brothers pizzas? We made those. We smoked our own barbecue. It was so good. And one time, or a couple of times, I would put the barbecue, the pulled pork, I put it on top of the pizza. And that was a good pizza right there. But we had hogback taters. And if you don't know what that is, excuse me, that's a baked potato. You slice it open, you put butter, sour cream, the pork, you just stuff it full with pulled pork. You put barbecue sauce, cheese. My husband would always come in when we were dating, and he would get bacon bits on his, and then I put bacon bits, and everybody always wanted me to make their hogback tater because I would load them up. But yeah, we had burgers, we had like plates for the day. And that's how I meant to tell y'all in my last video when we had the poor man potatoes, the instant potatoes. I learned a trick when I worked at Rogers Creek Market. One of the workers, she was really good at cooking, and she's taught me that if you put a little bit of chicken broth in those instant taters, it'll just kick up the taste level. And that's what I did with the instant taters from the other day. It calls for 2 cups of water. So I put, I'm not good with measurements, but I think I put half, or I don't know, maybe half a cup. No, not half a cup. A little under half a cup of chicken broth mixed in with that water, and that's what made it makes it flavorful, and it just makes it good. They put a lot of pickles on this thing, and they're like, I don't know, kind of stringy or something. Like if you're not careful, you could choke on that. Them hummingbirds out there zooming around and fighting for that food. I don't know why you do that. There's plenty for everybody. Well, guys, it's been 30 minutes. But this was really good. Thanks for eating with me and joining me. And hopefully I didn't gross you out the way I ate. But, I'm not. I just ate the way I eat. Oh well. You know what I mean, kitty? But I ain't got much left to do today. I'm going to go in there and finish my Ratatouille on Disney Plus. I watched some of it last night, but then Wes got done with his video game, and he wanted to watch more Bob's Burgers, so he watched 2 more episodes of Bob's Burgers last night. I love that show. I'm so glad we turned Hulu back on, because I missed it. Excuse me again. Burpee poo. So yeah, that's some of my job history, or, I learned a lot working at Rogers Creek Market. I learned how to make really good chicken salad and potato salad and slaw. And yeah, I saw there was this cute guy that always come in, and he would always get a Sunkiss and peanuts. Because if you've never tried that, or you can even get a Dr. Pepper or an RC Cola and put peanuts in it, salted peanuts, and it's so good. Some of the old guys that would come in and just sit for hours at Rogers Creek Market, they showed me how to do that. But that cute guy, he would always come in and get a Sunkiss, and that's really good with those peanuts. Like, the salt does something to the soda, and then when you drink it and you chew on them peanuts, it's just so good. I've not had that in forever, but it's really good. You should try it. You can try it with pretty much any soda, but Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, the RC, that's what the old guys would always get, would be an RC. They would get one of those glass bottles, and then they would put their peanuts in it. And you don't put the whole pack of peanuts at a time. You put a little bit at a time, and then you just eat. And also, man, I miss those days. It's crazy thinking back how many years it's went by. But they had a pond back there behind Rogers Creek Market, and we'd go fishing. They had big old bass in there, and they had turtles. And then my next door neighbor, he was a Howard. And it's funny, my cousin ended up marrying a Howard, but it's a whole different set of Howards, which is crazy. But anyways, it's just crazy how everybody has almost the same last name. I mean, my cousin's husband even has the same first name as my neighbor's boy. But anyways, my neighbor, he'd let me come over all the time. I'd take my cousins and my friend's son, and I would go over there, and he had catfish in his pond. And his stepsons, they were crazy boys. They'd go and they'd swim in that pond. I'm like, boy, there's catfish and there's snapping turtles. There ain't no way I'd get in that pond and swim. Yeah, them boys were crazy. I remember one time, one of the boys got on top of the barn with a skateboard and tried to, skateboard down the roof, and he broke his arm. Like, he was a crazy boy. He was funny, though. Like, he'd come over and we'd play video games and stuff. Even though, he was probably, 10 or 11. I was just being nice, I guess I was 15 or 16. But, yeah, we'd always go fishing over there, and that was some good stuff. And one time, we caught a bunch of catfish, and I took them over to my papaws. My papa and my uncles, they, gutted them, and they cleaned them, and they ended up frying them up, and we ate them, because my My neighbor said we could, but I couldn't eat them. I'm like, I seen them, it was staring at me, and I can't eat something that stares at me. No, no. And I'm not huge on fish anyway. It has to be a certain kind of fish that I'll eat, especially it needs to be fried. Like, I wish I liked grilled fish, but it grosses me out. And I know it's healthier for you, but I just don't like it. I've got to where we'll go to Cheddar's. And if you've never went to Cheddar's Scratch Grill, it's really good. I think it's not grill though, is it? No, it's Scratch Kitchen. Cheddar's. Anyway, they give you free butter crescent rolls when you just sit down, and they're so good and they melt in your mouth. And they have really pretty much all their food's good, and it's cheap. Compared to like Outback and even Chili's. But they have a good salmon. Like grilled, it's a bourbon glazed salmon. And they put it on a bed of rice. And that's like my husband's go-to. But I've been getting it too whenever we go, because that's one of the things my doctor got onto me for, was I needed to be eating more stuff that has vitamin D in it, because apparently I don't get in the sun enough. So yeah, fish has vitamin D, just so you know, and that's something your body needs. But anyway, I get that now whenever we go to Cheddar's. We haven't been in months, but his fries are nice and cold now. I don't like cold fries. I'm just eating them anyway. But I hope y'all have a good day, and I'm glad y'all sat with me and let me talk to y'all. And Kitty's over here trying not to go to sleep. And I'm going to go in here and finish my movie. Y'all have a good Friday. You have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all later. Tabby Toe out.